Hey, happy Friday. We are going to walk down Hollywood Boulevard and see all of our favorite tourist spots. Capitol Records, Roosevelt Hotel. I figured I needed a little lowlands fun today after last night. I stopped quick by KTLA because I saw this pretty cool graffiti thing. I can't see the chat right now, so hold on for 1 second. Yay, fun stuff. I guess I didn't check to see if Prism completely reset itself. So I'm gonna have to show chat view. I have to use one of their chat screens, which is terrible. Or maybe has nobody chatted yet? That's also a possibility. If you are there, give us an old chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna sign off and fix it. Great connection, though. Every day is a winding road. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Hi. Happy Friday. I actually, yeah, last night was a little bit of a shit show, but not really my fault. Prism actually went down. I didn't know what I was doing wrong for a little bit, but hey, we're over that now. Everything is working. The only thing I will say is I've lost my members' thanks. I can quickly come up with something. So we are just gonna walk through here. We're gonna go through the Arby's. I saw this on my way here, and I wasn't gonna start over here, but I thought it would be kind of cool to check it out. Hey, Damon, welcome. There's our favorite Thai restaurant. So Arby's is completely abandoned. No more pizza place, no more magic guy Kelly, whatever his name is, Machine Gun Kelly. I know his name, just being a grandpa. But it looks like where life has left, art has taken over. I'm sure they're gonna tear this down soon. I feel like we've been walking by it for the past 8 months, and I've been mentioning something about it every time. It's an old Arby's. It used to have one of those giant hat Arby's signs. It was one of those drive-up restaurants where they still trusted people enough to keep the bathroom outside. Which, in my opinion, is kind of creepy. So here we are, brand new day. Everything is up and working. Oh my gosh, my fireworks just came up. That's a really awesome sign. There's our flowing title. All right, we don't really need that. All right, it's a beautiful day. Let's go walk towards Hollywood and Highland. I just wanted to take a look at the old haunted Arby's. It is October. We've got a bunch of streams lined up for the next couple of days. And by a bunch, I mean 3, actually. Today is surprisingly hot. I'm going to concur. I thought it was I thought it was fall now. Today and tomorrow are going to be hot. We're going to dip down back into the 70s. I'm really hoping next Wednesday is going to be kind of a gray day for, for vibes in the Cavalry Cemetery. Hey, Jay Walker. And like I put, if you guys are in the area tomorrow, I don't know if you remember Jeanette Rondeau. She's one of the artists that we loved, Joe and I, and you guys did too, I'm sure. On the live stream from the Art Walk, she is doing a little event. I put the details up in a post if anybody's around downtown and wants to check that out. There is tons and tons of pretend. You didn't see the person that was going to cross the street and just stand in the crosswalk. Sorry. I don't feel very good today. Can you hear it in my voice? So a pinchy little bit grouchy. It truly is a beautiful day. That made me lose my train of thought. Anyway, hey, mountain bike. I went on a couple minutes early. I'm gonna try to go on a couple minutes before the stream is actually starting versus a couple minutes after or hours later going forward. I feel like I've spent the past 20 years trying to... One of my bad habits is being late for stuff. Oh, it's gay. You know what? It's not... I feel just like it's a little cold. My voice is a little scratchy. Other than that, I feel fine. I could not have justified just lying on the sofa today. Maybe a little, but... It's like a cookie head cold. Hey! Hey, Michael! I'm sure with plenty of water, it'll be gone tomorrow. Water and bite-sized Halloween candy. I'm kidding about that. But tomorrow, we are going to Long Beach in the evening for the sunset, yeah, and the zombie walk. Should be kind of fun and pretty. I'm secretly hoping... Last time we walked on Hollywood Boulevard, this is just in the back of my head. There was a store, or an ice cream store, ice cream shop opening up where the old donut and ice cream shop was. I feel like we haven't been downtown downtown Hollywood that is, for like a week or so. I'm hoping that place is open. Also, I should mention, we'll probably do a little members only stream this night of GTA. I think Joe just mentioned it. It feels like I need to hang low pizza Friday night kind of deal. I don't know, we'd have to convince Joe to do a synth stream. I wish Joe could make up the music. Because you know how GTA blocks out the radio? Or blocks out the songs? It would be great if he actually soundtracked it for us live. Like Mark, whatever his last name is. Remillard? Something like that. You should totally do it. We can actually do stuff like that on the Discord. Also, if you can hook that up for me when you get home, honey, I can't make it work. This is one of those situations like 1950s housewife. I henpecked Joe to set it up and stood over his shoulder the whole time. And he dutifully did. And then I told him I would take care of the rest. Hey, Simply Sonora, Carrie, Apolis, Will we be seeing you Ciclavia this weekend? So Joe has completely set up the Discord. I wanted to connect it to YouTube directly so members could just jump right in without me having to refresh codes and blah blah blue and so that's our last step. I thought I could do it. I think there's an issue right now. Code Discord code 50147, I think. Awesome. We will see you at Ciclavia. Or maybe we won't. There'll be a lot of people. I'm excited. I stupidly walked the part of the Ciclavia route this week when we went to the cemetery. So we've walked the bridge through Little Tokyo, but we're gonna do it again on Sunday, and we'll see if we make it to Makata Park. I think we've done it before, a bridge too far, but hey, mountain bike, are you talking about the Palladium? Or Neue House? That's the old Columbia Square. And then on the left. They like ripped all the CNN stuff off of that building. No branding. But yeah, I think this one was Hard Rock Cafe. I don't really understand the mechanics of Hard Rock Cafe. The tall square one, just a really old, not that old, but maybe 70s or 80s office building that we think might have been CNN, but was certainly Hard Rock Cafe, because I remember thinking, or maybe House of Blues. I think it was Hard Rock Cafe. I love it. It's like modern for the 70s and still kinds of looks a little fresh today. Oh, now open. All right, hold on for 1 second. There we go. I just love this sign. I'm really into signs, as you know. I tried to do a short from some vintage sign pictures I had this morning, but I ran out of it. I just love Morgan camera. It used to be like you could look beyond that barricade. And I just kind of imagine a little camera shop here. A palm reading, $10. Have you guys ever had your palm read? Oh, yes, this is a break. They've been like dicking around with this water fountain for like a couple weeks now. I'm really hoping they're doing one of two things. They're digging up the time capsule that's buried there. I'm kidding. I'm hoping that they're fixing the fountain. Kind of a nice sculpture. So I'm gonna turn up here, walk on the sunny side of the street, and cross over to the shady side of the street. I'm gonna go to Schwab's. Oh, they're definitely, maybe they're making it more shallow. Interesting. They're not pulling the time capsule though. I feel like the time capsule, we've talked about it before, it's like from the late 20th century. I almost added a piece about Wallach's Music City when we did the radio video that I did. It was the world's largest specialty record store at the time, till 1978. Anybody remember Wallace? I mean, I wasn't here then. I was on Earth for part of that time. I don't really know much about cycling. Like when you go on, remember, I think you said you went on a 23-mile bike ride. Are you going for speed or endurance? Like, what's your motivation when you're bike riding? Are you just trying to break a record of time or distance, or just a little of both? Oh my gosh, I really want to thank my members so much, but my studio is completely gone, so I have to redo everything. But thank you guys for being members. And also, if it's your first time here, like and subscribe and chat and maybe give a little hype. I haven't lost my fireworks, sorry. Or have I? Woo! Members, thank you. Oh my gosh. I just remember everyone wearing Lance Armstrong bracelets. I have to tell you, I have a sixth sense about people, and I really did not like him. The same way I feel about Billy Joel and Bill Cosby before I knew anything. I mean, I don't know anything about Billy Joel that I'm willing to admit on my live stream. And streamers on those city streets walking around distracted by their phones like I am. I like to think of this as my exercise because I am averaging about 9.7 to 10 miles a day, an average, right? But I think I go for endurance, really, or to see how much I can take. Oh, for sure, Billy Joel. I did use the H word, and I feel a little bit bad, but I have a snarkier sense of humor than I let on sometimes. I used to have a running Billy Joel joke, but I cannot really tell it. I do, and so many people like Billy Joel. Like, I can't believe we're talking about this like he's got a top 10 hit, and it's 1986. And the piano man is playing, and somebody is dunking my head in a toilet. That's it! That's exactly why. I'm joking. That never happened. I totally watched The Cosby Show. I don't think you could have been alive and not watched The Cosby Show. I also loved Fat Albert. I just never liked Bill Cosby. I liked the Cosby Kids. But I tried to watch Fat Albert again, and oof. And it's very antiquated, and it's got a lot of stereotype stuff in it. There's Capitol Records. Not in the picture, but always a pleasure. We're gonna do a loop, so we're gonna end back at Pantages, so don't feel like you got ripped off with no Pantages. That's what it sounds like when scooters fly. Somebody just threw a scooter in the street. Did you guys know that? Do you know that LA's Griffith Park is the largest public park in the United States? It's LA's Central Park. Except not really, because that used to be Pershing Square. I am in the background for members' videos this month. You'll probably end up getting 2 next week, because it's already Friday, and I'm still writing. But there'll be 2 ghost stories about 2 places. Oh my god, I watched that whole Thursday night lineup. Can you remember the Thursday night lineup? I was like, The Cosby Show, Family Ties. I watched an episode of Cheers the other day, actually. Hey, Sam, welcome, welcome. Cheers seemed antiquated in the way that, like, you know, a kind of sexist way of the 80s, which we all laughed at the time. Capitol Records building. And I don't know, I probably lived outside of Boston, went to Boston a lot when Cheers was on, and just watching the episode of Cheers kind of made me a little bit nostalgic. Something about the lighting. But I think something about the lighting or the way 70s and 80s television shows were filmed or videotaped that always makes me feel nostalgic. I never watched Friends or Will and Grace. However, I should say when they were on the air, I was like too punk for that shit at the time. Friends, I want an espresso mug that says Central Perk. Remember everybody had those giant espresso mugs? I was just too punk for that. So, a couple summers ago, I watched all of the Will and Graces. I mean, I'd seen them or bumped into them before. It also gave me a really odd nostalgic feeling at the time. And I've seen an episode of Friends or 2, and also Steinfeld. I didn't watch that either. But watching Cheers the other day, I mean, I watched that peripherally, I suppose, because it's what everybody was watching. It wasn't a show that I was dying to see. I don't think I saw that one. I think I think maybe we should make a list of the best episodes of Friends for me to watch. I feel like I've seen the one where they trade apartments. I've seen one where there's a innuendo or misunderstanding. I'm kidding. I've seen probably like 10 episodes of it, and I don't turn it off. It's funny, unrealistic, but aren't most TV shows? Taxi also has that same coloration of TV shows, or the same lit screen, I don't know what you call it. And it feels a little truer. I mean, not that a lot of these shows were true, but Taxi kind of felt like All in the Family, like a little bit of truth, grit, and comedy rolled into one. Or even The Jeffersons, a little bit of truth and comedy rolled into one. Taxi's brilliant. I think Taxi and Cheers, though, are in a totally different league. They're up there with All in the Family for sure. And say hi to Mark Smith, our friend in the Knickerbocker. I love to watch a couple of episodes of Bewitched around Christmas time, like the one where she goes to the North Pole, and the one where Tabitha has a friend and they become twin sisters. You know, I do walk a little too fast sometimes. But we've been walking for 25 minutes. I have no idea how far we walked because I did not set my watch. I suppose I could do that right now. I don't often walk fast enough to actually trigger it going off on its own when I'm streaming. The Star Wars bar. Scum and villainy. So for members, you're going to get two sort of spooky stories. Mostly a podcast-ish thing. I couldn't get any shots of the ghosts. The Knight Rider kit. Oh my god, I love the one where she goes back to Salem and Gloucester because I'm from that area, so it was like super crazy. One of my earliest childhood memories, are you ready for this? Of screaming and sheer terror and crying is the Salem Witch Museum at 4 years old. I had to be removed. Once the lights went up and the pentagram lit up, I was scared. I was really scared of witches when I was a little kid. Really scared. So through Samantha Stevens, I found my strength to actually go back there in my teenage years and revisit it. It was not scary at all. It's literally like a wax museum. And that is all. But I also love it when she went to Gloucester and turned the Gloucester fisherman, brought him to life. I wonder what spooky happenings are happening here. So 2 ghost stories for members. I'll put them out next week. It's 2 separate member videos. And then we have a ghost walk. I want to take us to Burbank to look at some decor in the next coming weeks before Halloween. Between the 25th to November 1st is a lot of Dia de los Muertes action down at Alvera Street, so I think we'll be checking that out also. I don't know that we're going to go to Hollywood Forever because a little expensive and dark. I'm trying to sneak around these people. Me too. Remember when they went back? I love time travel and the thought of time travel. Every time I mention, I would love to go back to 1978, like Los Angeles. I get it. It would have been a sucky time for me as a gay person and a sucky time for a lot of people. I just really I think I could trick them. I could reset time and trick people into being just a little more liberal. Remember the song she sang playing the lute to King Henry VIII? It was King Henry VIII, right? How could you treat a poor maiden so? I can remember that. Yeah, I love Bewitched. Also, from a child's eye, my grandmother, a fiery redhead that was fond of caftans and big bangle jewelry, always kind of reminded me of Andorra, and my mother kind of looked like a freckly redheaded Bewitched. So I totally want to see Weapons. I didn't know what it was about. We were going to go see that in the movie theater. We talked it up and talked it up and talked it up and then slept on it. Now it's you can watch it on pay-per-view, or you can, however you do that nowadays. You could rent it. Oh my God! Remember what was was her cousin Serena, and she wrote that song "Ifin," 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 "Ifin." I can't remember the words, but the "Ifin" song. I was also fond of the girl band that Ginger, Marianne, and Mrs. Howell formed, the Honeybees. Gilligan's Island was definitely more 60s, clearly not based in reality, much like Bewitched or I Dream of Jeannie. Right. I want to give a shout out to all of our members. You know who you are. Um, I usually do a little splash screen right here, but it got erased last night when I disconnected my YouTube to this thing over and over again. Anyway, long story. Really, shout out to all of the members. I really love making videos with ya, for ya, and thanks for the support. I'm sending you some hearts. I see ya with Gilligan's Island. I don't know that I would choose. I've watched a couple of episodes of Gilligan's Island to be sure, um, and maybe in the past like 5 years. But I honestly find myself actively watching Bewitched sometimes. Like I'll let a couple episodes play in a row. I did that with Three's Company was coming up a lot. I think I mentioned that on my feed. And so I watched a bunch of those episodes this past summer too. Also, as much as it sort of pushed the needle on homosexuality or acceptance of it, it really was hilarious. But by today's standards, no longer completely hilarious. Also, not just that, but you know. All right, let's hit the street again. I chose the most savory route to walk. Let's see if I can jump the length of the full length of a standard mattress. I could do a Dick Van Dyke move here. I'd have to set the. Have I told you how paranoid I am about sidewalk mattresses? First thought, chinches. Second thought, chinches still. What's Comet? Excuse me, that's my cough. It sounds like I smoked a pack of or two packs of cigarettes last night. I assure you, that did not happen. As much as I would like to have. The Jane House. We don't actually have cable, we just have internet. But our Samsung television, I think it's a Samsung television, which we got before COVID or during COVID, that has a bunch of free stuff with it, like CBS News. I was really watching the CBS 7 o'clock news for a while, straight up. It was kind of nice. I love routines. So me and Nora O'Donnell at 7 o'clock, and Joseph pissed that I was watching the news. Or the mainstream media. Back on the strip. This reminds me of the day, it's as hot as the day I stood in the sun waiting for Mindy Kaling to get her star. I don't know who thought, get ready for spooky. I don't know who thought, you can get to the Jane house this way, I'll show you. I don't know who thought it was a great idea to make a black sidewalk. It's just slippery when it rains. And collects so much heat. It gets spookier. All the way up, called the Jane house, right? We talk about it all the time. All the way up on the boulevard, a little bit closer. Do you remember, I knew it at one time, but actually who built that apartment building? It was built for actors and actresses and people in the 30s. The pink building. Called, what was it called? Hillview Apartments. When the Mediterranean-style Hillview Apartments opened in 1917, actors were considered unreliable by tenants. By many landlords, unreliable tenants by many landlords. With some area boarding houses warning them with signs that read, "No actors, no dogs." This was not the case at the Hillview, and as such it served a much-needed place to reside. Here. It was built by Jesse Lasky with Douglas Fairbanks as an investor. I don't watch any news except for, ooh, shoes. I stepped into a ditch that I missed the first time, except for like bits of news on YouTube. So I will watch, I like to know both sides also. I'm not going to tell you who I watch, but I like to watch a little Ms. NBC. I like to watch a little Fox. But my favorite news is from NPR, so that'll tell you kind of who I am. The place to get your Halloween costumes in Hollywood, in Los Angeles. We have the good fortune to have the walk sign right now, but we're gonna cross. So if you live in Los Angeles, this is the place to go. You know, I love that Halloween chain store, but maybe without not asking permission first, but I did not ask permission. Maybe I will at some point. I really want to talk to the person that works in this bookstore over here.
I want to, but I have seen them kick people out before and also tell people to stop taking pictures. But I'll try. I'm gonna give it a shot. He can only say no and take my backpack, which is completely empty, which is fine. Because this is the longest light on the sunny side of the street. This place is jacked out for Halloween and costumes and everything, like year round. In fact, I feel like somebody recently did a video on this, like LA in a minute, but on the news. So if this guy doesn't let me in, oh my god, the scariest thing is the security guard who's a mannequin. So let's check out the windows. Pretty spooky. I don't have the greatest signal right here. I think it's the eeriness. I love old full shop windows. Let's see if we can go in. You can always say no. A big news story right now is I don't know if you can go. Nope. Okay, this is the ultimate. Everything you could possibly. Pretty awesome. Right here on Hollywood Boulevard. Street parking. I hope you saw some of that. They had everything in there. Well, we're back outside. No longer buffering. This was actually a 5 and dime store at one time. So like the equivalent of a 99-cent store in its day. So now that I bravely went in, I'll just go back in on Monday and film it. Maybe they were putting away a lot of inventory, so it might have just not been the best. But we did walk in, another check mark for bravery. That gentleman at the door scared me. I saw every kind of mask that you could ever want in a giant 13-foot high pumpkin skeleton thing. One of the running news stories, we could also get masks here. Or an FBI hat, because it's a pretty magical store. But honestly, I want 1 year where I can afford and plan to do some kind of Halloween like costume where I can come here and buy a wig and like go whole hog. I want to win a prize. I don't know which wig. I kind of like that one for my next. I'm gonna grow my hair out. Yeah, thank you guys for being here today. I want to say if it's your first time here, please feel free to give a like and subscribe and chat, or just a like is also fine. We're walking in Hollywood Boulevard on the Boulevard. Thank you. And the GTA tonight. think we're gonna call it Greasy Cheesy GTA night. You know how when you're like a little under the weather, you kind of want some crappy food. I want some crappy food. Like cheesy, bready, pizza crappy food. We are on the world famous Hollywood Boulevard, one of the most famous streets in the world. It's right up there with Rodeo Drive and Madison Avenue in New York and Elm Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. This guy does all these actually kind of on the spot. And really, sorry, not very good angle. Really awesome stuff. But he really does them on the spot, and sometimes you walk through and you have the Huffer experience. You get all Laura Dern. Remember what was the movie with Laura Dern where she played a Huffer? No, dairy is the worst with the cold. It makes you super phlegmy. I just can't resist it anyway. Like, I'm not a macaroni and cheese person, but when I thought of making something for dinner tonight, literally that's what popped into my head.
Exercise ring closed.
Ooh, I've closed my exercise ring. I gotta slow it down. These guys have a lot of cologne on. Remember being young? Wearing a lot of cologne. I love mac and cheese too. I've got a pretty fail-safe recipe that doesn't include baking it, although I do like to bake it and get it kind of crispy and crunchy on the top. But for like a mac and cheese regular, I've got a pretty fail-safe recipe. We also make, which I could also eat, also involves cheese, but homemade hamburger helper. It's healthier than buying hamburger helper, but way less salt and shite. My mother was pretty kind of healthy in a way that was ahead of her time. But one thing she did make was macar. I'm not really sure. It's like 4 different colognes all merged into one. It's, you know, it's a nice smell. It's a lot of smell. With my little like weird tickle in my throat, my nose has been kind of stuffy, literally until now. So now it's like I can smell everything. The cigarette to the left of me, Axe body spray, Paco Rabanne. Almost smell Calvin Klein Obsession, but I know that guys are too young for that. I think the thing with Hamburger Helper is it's a pain to clean up. The pan afterwards. All right, I'm gonna live with it. Also smell like a Bartles and James wine cooler kind of smell in there. Do they even make Bartles and James wine cooler anymore? Yeah, I just feel like something a little healthy. and unhealthy. Oh, gee. I don't really know the smell of fragrances very well. Oh no, I'm good. Thank you so much. You too. Take care. Hey, Abbott Kinney Records. I think if I were like 19 or 18 or 17, I would be really excited to have a job at that store because I think it's a pretty cool or now product like a Fabubu or whatever those are called. I don't really get the Fabubu thing. I like traveling light. I don't want anything dangling. Oh my god, the waffle cone smell. I took the tour with you before. Smells good. I like using an essential oil as my scent if I had to. But I just don't keep up with that stuff. So I guess normally I just smell like Tickle or whatever antiperspirant I've used. We're gonna walk to the end and then just loop around, so hang tight. We'll go to the man's. I don't know if BD is here, but we will check for Fluffy. Anyway. I used to buy my mom perfume, and I used to buy cologne when I was a teenager and maybe in my early 20s and 30s, I think. But I think I only ever used cologne to like get rid of the smell of cigarette smoke when I smoked. I thought it was like a mask all. Right. It is not. Oh my god, the corn. I actually use like whatever the Toms of Maine all natural stuff without the aluminum in it. And because she paid $75,000, she asked why someone got a star. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I think it was Ethel Clayton. She's all shitting on Ethel Clayton's star. I don't think that's very fair. Cologne and Marlboro Light. It was a delicious combo. Nothing to me though. The worst is like Febreze or a bounce, like overly bounce fabric softener smell. I kind of like a bounce, but like when you can smell somebody's fabric softener as they walk by you, that's too much. I used to like the packaging for Mitchum best. Very conservative. Roosevelt. Hey, there's La La Land. It's more than a movie, it's a lifestyle store. Don't just buy the souvenir, be the souvenir at La La Land. A little Dutch. I wonder how Will is. I will write Will and check on him. This is one of my favorite blocks. It's literally like a time capsule. I point it out every time, so it's no surprise. This sun withered sign. The phone numbers with no area code. Sorry, there's a guy having a moment there. Poor Betty Boop. Hey, Barfly. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Walking down Hollywood Boulevard. We're gonna go all the way to La Brea, the Four Muses, and we'll turn around. It didn't look like they opened that ice cream shop up, but it is on my list. Again, being so phlegmy, I might save my dairy intake for mozzarella cheese. If it is your first time here, please feel free to like and subscribe. I think I might have an ugly sticker for that. Oh my gosh, I don't. I'm gonna make one right now, sorry. Ooh, I just spelled chat wrong. Alright, chat. I spelled it. Alright, I got it. You guys, don't forget to like, sub, and chat. And welcome to the stream. We'll be streaming live tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We may also stop at Jeanette's art show. It's between 1 and 4. I think I need to hop on the metro to go to Long Beach probably around 5 to make it to Long Beach on time from downtown. But I'm going to see. I really love their artwork, and I would love to see what they put together for this show. So if I end up doing that tomorrow, I probably will just go unannounced and like post up, but I do have a prior commitment. Yes, because you've mentioned Santa Clarita on this chat. If you're lucky, you're going to get old episodes of Three's Company filling up your filling up your algorithm soon. So somebody crashed into this a couple weeks ago. Every time we walk by it, somebody is fixing it. Um, oh, it's a pretty sad state. We've got this lady really doing the lion's share. Mei Wong kind of lost her legs. Alright. Remember the time we tried to go up Laurel Canyon when we walked that way? Fun stuff. Every once in a while we have a live stream fail. Last night, and Laurel Canyon. We just shouldn't talk about JOANCRAWFORD, or you end up with a lot of MOMMIE, dearest, in your thing. You know, I've hiked. It's Runyon Canyon's in West Hollywood. I'm kidding. I haven't hiked up Runyon Canyon actually, maybe once, like a long, long time ago. I feel like Cecilia. Oh, they totally fixed it. Last night, so we went to Griffith Observatory in the past. We had moderate signal problems depending on where we stood. What was happening, what Prism does is it like takes my stream and then it slows it down so you guys see it like a couple seconds later, and then like puts it back together so that we can stream in 1080p versus like 250 or something. It just does something to the signal as well, or with the signal. So we couldn't log in because of an expired coin, and it turned out that it was our token coin, whatever. It turned out it was like an outage for them. I figured it out. So I was dying to stream last night. I mean, unaliving to stream last night. So I took the bus down. I got off the bus really early, and then I tried to log on again, and it still wouldn't work. I walked a couple blocks till I found a empty, lonely picnic table, and I was like, maybe if I sit down for a second and concentrate, because I was still, halfway away from home. But yeah, and that's when I finally saw the message that it was out. But I did get some video. The sunset was really beautiful. I did say the F-bomb a lot. I just felt like, I don't know why, like technology is infallible, so it must be me. I really thought it was something that I did. And honestly, I'd been dicking around with the Discord, trying to get the Discord to work. I thought maybe that did something to the token. It's always beautiful, and it's really crowded up there though. Like, really crowded, and people aren't the most courteous of space use, but I also think it's because everybody is trying to have their Instagram moment, As I was trying to have my YouTube moment. No judgy. there are more sunsets in our future. I realized that we can, with AT&T, we can walk through Whitley Heights, and we did that a couple of weeks ago when it was like or maybe a month ago when the sky was still gray, and it kind of worked beautifully. So I'm probably gonna do that. La da dee, la da doo da da da. My jam. Has anybody read any reviews about Tron? I'm kind of
Here's $5 right there. Come on in.
I kind of like, I don't know if the Tron is kind of going to be like the, I don't know, Transformers. Like they just should not have done that many variations of it. Whoa. All right. So we're looking for Fluffy. If we can find Fluffy. I just need to stand still. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Speak of the mommy. Don't say it out loud, please. Hello, Serhan. Panama. No, it's Van Heflin. Totally different. Oh, hey, that's awesome. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna need to learn some Turkish. I actually am probably also a little Turkish. Look, I don't like when they put the movie print on there. That seems kind of cheap. I like it just for the stars. The stars. Uh-huh. I think I've completely set this up opposite of the other gimbal. I still don't see Fluffy. We gotta come back on a Sunday when we can ask those guys that are here.
Look at the year. 1935.
John Travolta. Do I have John Travolta feet? You know what that means. Bigger. Hugh Jackman. Do I have Hugh Jackman feet? Like tiny koala bear feet? Uh-oh, Hugh wins that one. I guess I have the tiny koala bear feet. Alright, ooh, what's this beautiful thing? I told you, I think I have some... In my Ancestry.com, there's some Turkish in me. It's like speaking Spanish with an Italian accent again. It's in me. It's in my ancestry. I still can't explain why I say Jorg for Jorge, though. We are in the Ovation Complex. There's my froggy voice. It'll sound even better GTA tonight. So this is a super nice spot to catch some food. You could actually even bring your own food up here. But don't, support the local restaurants. They actually, I think we've been coming here for a while, and that restaurant, and that crepe place are all gone in the past 8 months. The nice thing about coming up here is it has pretty spectacular views. I think these people are viewing right now, so we'll let them. But look, it's Kimmy Jim alive. I'm not really sure how it works, or if it's now like Hollywood, like getting a Hollywood star. What? I think the Cold Stone Creamery is not open anymore either, or just not open today. I could never work there. We still got GNC. So the stars they have to pay for, right? I don't know how the cement handprints work, or if they just reach out to you if you're doing a promotion. This is where the hidden Kobe is. I also, you know me, I'm not loving being at this height, but I want you guys to see everything that we can see. Oh, go back close to the edge. So I'm trying to make this a really graceful sort of drone shot. Oh, I can't believe they dare to lean up against that wall. And then bringing it back in. We got boop, boop, boop. Kobe. You can see DTLA over there. Here, I'm gonna walk close to the edge. As close, I'm gonna walk and hold on to this plant. Oh, shit. I'm literally like my own height away from the ledge. I'll close up. Ooh. There's DTLA. Right, we'll pull it back in. And continue to look at these daredevils standing so close to that. Want to know what makes me more scared than getting next to the edge of that? Riding down this escalator here that just dangles over the edge. It might as well be a glass escalator. Also, I think I've been mentioning horror movies a lot lately because all of a sudden, or maybe it's just because it's October, this month YouTube is giving me free horror movies. I saw one the other day with Linda Blair in it, and it wasn't The Exorcist. I think it was called The Very Something Summer. Very Scary Summer. Had to do with witchcraft. Maybe. I've gone up the escalator before and down that escalator before. I need to overcome my fear of like heights. It's kind of ridiculous. Little old Hollywood sign. Oh no, it's okay. Tease away. I can take it. I want to zoom in on the Hollywood. What I would really like to do, I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in one more time. There's like this cross on the hill right there. And the Jaws poster they never took down from 1976. I'm kidding. You can see the Hollywood sign there, and then the cross is. Stuck my finger in front of the camera. Cross is right there. I would love to hike to that cross. All right, let me zoom back in. Let's get the shot. Woo! Hollywood. Okay. I'm here to be teased. If it's your first time here today, please feel free to give a old like, sub, and chat. I just made that sticker while we were live. And if you're not impressed, that's okay. Do one thing real quick. Hold, please. I really hate not being able to thank members. So, in my own sweet way, it's usually a little bit bigger. Squint members, I just whipped that up too. I do thank you for your support. Woo, woo, woo. Oh my God. Anyway, thank you so much for your support. Didn't want it to go a stream without thanking you. All right, we're gonna go down now. Gently. No escalator for me, or elevator. This place has just got so many hiding spots. Oof. That was my shoe as I got too close to the edge. Look what I do for you. I'm actually touching the wall now. All right, that's a view we've never had before. Okay, inching away. Let's get out of here. Let's get back to the ground. Yes, pardon the click. I'm gonna take a second to charge up my kit. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm gonna just also plug the microphone in. If the sound goes out, it's just always a little precarious. It looks like it did go out. It looks like it went back in. All right. Woo! Right? It wasn't the most spectacular view. Hollywood and Highland, our little Hollywood town square almost. They built the shopping mall in like 2003. Not really been very successful. It's had a bunch of interesting stuff in it. The only thing that seemed to have lasted here is the Hot Topic and Sephora. But super cute little area. Now that they changed it over, it used to pay homage to Intolerance, D.W. Griffith, which was a pretty horrible movie to base a mall on, and you would think we would know better in 2003, even. Not that I think that art that is outdated should go away or censored. It just should be like, get a prologue. If I was going to go see Tron, though, I would definitely want to go see it. Ooh, Hocus Pocus, October 23rd. I love Hocus Pocus. Before Hocus Pocus became a thing, Hocus Pocus is like the best little bits of nostalgic Halloween from like the 20 years before it. And also, I love it. That kind of spooky Halloween story. Also maybe ties into me being so afraid of witches when I was a kid. Just The new ice cream spot wasn't open, by the way, but you can bet we're gonna go there when I don't have a cold. We took a bus tour a while ago. I kind of want to take a bus tour like that. I wonder how much those are.
Life and live it, give or take a couple of years, and we gon' fly. So get dick from the next nigga and let him be boss though. I still contact, make the haters on the ground. Little motherfuckers, I always
I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, that felt very productive though. I apologize if I blew your speakers out. Back to the shady side of the street. I forgot we walked down this side. That music was really loud. I'll be silencing that later or removing that later if it detects it. Oh, excuse me. We totally had a red light. Somebody always has to push the button, I think. I'm gonna try the next walk. Across the rock, I think I just had a scratchy little throat. The sneeze, which felt really great, by the way. I think it's because I got a whiff of somebody's smoke or something. But I've had a little cold for a couple days. I think I'm in the middle of it. Like, it's not getting any worse. Probably will be better by later. My goal should be to flush it out with water, so I've been drinking a lot of water. I got a huge water that I drank before we came on. I just always think of COVID first thing whenever I get sick anymore, as I'm sure everybody does. It could be. So it's like a little, here's the guy making those prints again, spray painting. Really great, but I'm gonna hold my breath or get real high. Look at the little doxy. I want that ball. Hi. He wants that ball. That guy with the dachshund and the ponytail has been on this boulevard for like 10 years at least. Yesterday night, though, I felt a little warm actually. Not fevery, but just kind of like warm. Especially when I was riding the bus to Griffith Observatory. I don't know if I really want to talk to the guy that runs this store. What a great resource. And it's been open forever. So when I was taking the bus up to Griffith Observatory, I was really clammy on that bus. There was like no air circulation. And it only had the windows open. The bus driver actually didn't have the fan on. And I only know they didn't have the fan on because when we got, I'm so jealous. When we got to the top, oh, he did the flip to eat his pint. Eating a Ben & Jerry's pint, but he flipped it. Sorry. So when we got to the top, when we got to the top, I think she turned the vent on because it turned on. Everybody was like, what? I think I was the only hot one though. I will try going in here live streaming one more time. We are going to walk down Hollywood Boulevard for a ghost hunt. I think the last weekend of, like a pseudo ghost hunt. Fun, historical thing. We're not setting up devices and cameras. And I'll link my phones and we'll head in. I probably will get a signal that way. Wow. Yeah.
Make sure y'all follow us on Friday.
All right. It's been like 55 at night. I really love to sleep cold though. Like, I feel like it's easier to like snuggle into your comforter versus having to kick stuff off every night. But I'm usually kicking stuff off. I'm a hot sleeper. Woo! Some sexy Halloween costumes. Is anybody dressing up for Halloween? I'm not. But I do have a couple of masks. I will be certainly live streaming on Halloween, and I don't see me walking around with a mask. I smell pizza. I smell Joe's Pizza. I love the idea of going all out with a crazy costume. I just never do it. So I usually end up doing Halloween things last minute, and then I will wear a mask. I have a grandpa mask that I wore with my really nice cardigan. I have just a pumpkin head mask, an old-fashioned pumpkin. I have a crow, and Joe has a silver mask with no face. And I think we're missing one. The Halloween stuff that we've been throughout the years. A grandpa mask, a crow mask, and then like a traditional jack-o'-lantern mask. My dream would be to get the mask, the pumpkin mask from Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, with the silver shamrock button on the back of it. Joe's mask is like an Illuminati mask. I can't believe I said Illuminati wrong, but it happens. I watch a YouTube streamer that does like celebrity stuff. Don't ask. And I don't know why, I just got the National Enquirer in me or something. But he always says Timothy Chalamet. He cannot say the last name. Right. And that's literally, my microphone just popped off my head. That's literally all they do is say celebrities' names. It's funny. No, this one's kind of silvery. It looks more like Daft Punky, kind of silver melting face. It has no face. I can't remember if you can see through it. We'll put up our Halloween collection for Halloween. I don't know if we'll have the time to do a holiday song this year. Joe was going on tour the last week, and we gotta make it happen though. Or maybe it's our every other year tradition. So this Wednesday, we will be visiting again. I mentioned this earlier. The Cavalry Cemetery in East Los Angeles. Should be kind of exciting and historical. Tomorrow we're going to Long Beach. And maybe the art show, if I have time. And then Sunday, Ciclavia. So we're going to be back in Boyle Heights, Mariachi Plaza, walking the First Street Bridge to Little Tokyo. And then perhaps beyond to MacArthur Park. I know we just sort of did that walk, but it's totally different when there are no cars. Be sure to catch that one, or watch the repeat. I also would love to take this tour, the Hood Life tour. It's a 4-hour tour, almost like the SS Minnow. I wonder if I would ever come back. Full circle back to Gilligan's Island.
And then I literally, after
What's
a
this?
while, it was like genuinely good.
Beautiful Capitol Records building against the blue sky. There are white balances. I saw Eyes Wide Shut at the time. I'm walking on the curb in a not so smart spot. I saw Eyes Wide Shut at the time. Was it a good movie, or was it a bad movie that we said we liked because Stanley Kubrick? I can't remember walking away from that movie and being like, wow, like Space Odyssey or even The Shining. Like, I don't really feel like any part of it stayed with me. I suppose we need to cross diagonally to go to the Pantages. Another movie like that except I never saw it, was The Big Lebowski. People were quoting that left and right when it was a popular movie. And I feel like I saw part of it and I just didn't get it. Eyes Wide Shut, The Big Lebowski, and another movie that everybody loved. The one about Minnesota. It became a TV show. Back from Hollywood Boulevard. "2001 was great. Like, I love 2001. I know it's a really horrible, violent movie, but Clockwork Orange, just the aesthetics and style of Clockwork Orange. I actually think Clockwork Orange was my favorite. 2001 right after that. And The Shining, I also kind of love. I think I love The Shining more in retrospect. After reading all the crazy, like, lore. Look, an ashtray. Crazy lore and stuff about it, and the, like, hidden meanings. I love stuff like that. Oh, a beautiful foyer or lobby. I don't know who that woman is in the bottom, but it looks like Jacqueline Smith. Well, actually, the closer I get, a little less. We will not get hit by a bus. Here comes the guy with the radio again. Whoa. I love going to the West Hollywood Halloween Festival, which we will do this year. Not the concert, like, paid part, or maybe that's only for Gay Pride, but the regular parade, I will be there. And I always feel out of place and out of touch because I never have a great costume or a costume on. This year I will also not be wearing a costume, but it is literally the coolest. I'll go inside Amoeba for sure. Not today. I have my large gimbal, and I feel like the smaller one makes me look more like a tourist. But that's a pretty new building. Also, when I have my smaller gimbal, I don't have a backpack on. I hate checking my backpack. Mostly because it's empty. So, put a pin in Amoeba. Remind me.
I was cuffed by her.
I wish it was. To be honest with you, when I go inside of this Amoeba, it doesn't seem all that different than the old Amoeba, except the old Amoeba had a second floor. So I guess it's a more condensed Amoeba. Still, the California Record Store, we've got 3 of them here, San Francisco, and or maybe Oakland. I can't remember where the other 2 are. But the old Amoeba was definitely larger. We saw concerts or like people play at the old Amoeba. And I know they do it here too, but I really can't see where they do it from the inside unless it's like a more secluded spot. Also, they had that whole second level with DVDs and laser discs. Are any of you Laserdisc people? Hey, Jordan. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to see ya. Laserdiscs to me were kind of the weirdest thing, but I love them because they were so huge. I never had a Laserdisc player though. DVD, sure. Blu-ray, sure. Jordan, happy Friday. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining our chat and subbing up. Let me take a second to thank my members now that I can. Woo! I know it's a little, but here if I put it in front of this red door, it'll be a little easier to see. Thank you guys so much for your support. I think I went through phases. I had a ton of albums, just a ton of albums. I was buying albums like in the first grade, I think. CDs, they were always kind of expensive initially. So I did buy CDs, but I used to get a lot of imported stuff. So it was easier to get the record. Vera, hello. Happy Friday. It was always easier to get records or imported records. But then at some point this really weird CD only store opened on Elm Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. And of course they only had, it was like it must have been a drug front. It was like a CD store on the second floor of this business building. Anyway, I got a lot of really good CDs from there. But they were always like $25. And this was the 80s. Oh my gosh, you have a blessed day too. Thank you so much. Very sweet. Always willing to take some blessings. I remember I bought like 3 or 4 CDs there. I got a Eurythmics CD from there, which it was like a later Eurythmics album. It wasn't very good. I mean, the Eurythmics were great, but like this album was not very good. I got Le Mistoir de Voix Bulgaire, the Bulgarian women's choir when they were still on 4AD. I got, I think, a couple This Mortal Coil CDs there. New Order Brotherhood import, which was no different than the domestic. I've been to Davy Wayne's. Davy Wayne's is a good place. It's a really cool place. And you know, it's sometimes you go to places in LA and it's a lot of like industry people and I feel like Davy Wayne's brings everybody down to like a level, and they're just there to have a good time. I mean, you walk through a refrigerator to get in there. Thank you so much, Vera. Peace to you, and good luck with your buy house. So I'm gonna wrap this up in about 15 minutes so I can go home and put my feet up before we members live stream GTA. Hope to see you then. But tomorrow, 6 o'clock, Long Beach, I'll see you there. Joe won't be with me because his parents are here for the weekend, and you're okay. I let that lady go because it was easier and she gave me the finger. You know what I always say? A good deed never goes unpunished. Oh my god, Ozgay, did I miss something? Love to your grandpa. And hello to your grandpa.
Split 3. Split pace. 24 minutes.
Alright, that's 3
56
miles.
seconds per mile.
This is for Ozgay's grandpa. We got a little... no, I thought it was a fun face. Here we go. Surprise! Hello! Disregard the first weird thing. It looked like a screaming emoji. I'm gonna read my phone. Does your grandpa live nearby, or is he visiting from out of town? Ah, thanks. What's your grandfather's name? Or if you don't need to tell us that. I could eat chicken and waffles. That would be a delicious... Oh, cool. That's really awesome. Nachi. Let me know if I got that one wrong. Nachi. Naji. Naji. Hey, Naji. Alright, so much for my Turkish blood. I almost wanted to start the stream at the freeway today because at 2, when I walked over it or by it, it was just so jacked up. Meaning congested. You know, if there's one thing that Vera has demonstrated to us is that she is a sweet person. Thanks, Vera. Oh, I didn't push the button, but I didn't need to. It's easy to be nice. I keep getting videos also on my YouTube right now that are like, why you shouldn't be nice. I'm really boiling down the title, but like the disadvantages to being nice. It's a lot easier to smile than it is to grump. It's a lot easier to be chill than it is to be furious. Not that there's not a time and place for being furious. Not always necessary. I've made this observation before, but it is 85 degrees right now. Why would you want to wear headphones that are like earmuffs? I remember plugging giant like headphones into a tiny jack so I could put them into my Discman, and like literally they were the best thing in winter in Boston because it was like an earmuff. But to do it in summertime, it was like really hot. You never need an earmuff in the summertime. Okay, we're gonna hopefully be able to cross the street here, get to the shady side, get a little closer to the 101. I'll probably drop everything at the 101 when I go under and over. I'm gonna step into the shade. I really do love my small gimbal, but this one is just a little nicer, smoother. And maybe that's all in my head. No, you can't cross there. I'll go. Ooh, that's a pink car. Yeah, I think the gimbal finger is permanent. It's like a callus. Excuse my coughing, I'm so sorry. Hey, BD. Last night, the software that I use went down. Like, not just for me, but for anybody live streaming using Prism. So, every time, it was really more complicated than I made it sound earlier, but every time I would connect, it would tell me my token was expired. So I thought maybe my credit card bounced or something like that. That wasn't the problem. And it would knock me out. Then I would go through the steps and sign in again, and it would look like it was going to start. It would actually start the live stream in the background, but tell me I was logged out. That's why, if you watch, there was like a shot where I was saying the F-bomb in front of a trash can, looking at my sneakers for a little bit. So it was like, it was Prism's fault, not mine. So because Prism was logged in behind the scenes, every time I tried to go on YouTube to just stream directly from YouTube, which is problematic also because it doesn't have a delay. I rely on the Prism settings for my camera to do stabilization and have them turned off in the iPhone, so there was that. And then the fact that it was also running a Prism stream somewhere that I couldn't see, it was like doing something to the bandwidth. So, bad luck for me last night, but all's well that ended well. The Griffith Observatory is not going anywhere. We've got a beautiful Long Beach sunset tomorrow night, and many, many, many other sunsets to come. We can always go back up there. I was just really excited to go up there for the sunset and live stream after we tested it out just going up there the week before. You win some, you lose some. I think the lesson I learned from this, actually, I have a backup for everything except for the platform that I use to stream, or the app that I use to stream through. Like, I'm literally locked to Prism, and there are a couple of other apps that do it. I have 2 phones, I have 2 sets of microphones now, I have 3 gimbals, believe it or not. One of them I never use. I really should have 2 different ways to stream. Also, I've been really trying to connect the Discord, and I thought maybe that unconnected Prism last night. And then on top of it all, they actually had an announcement, but it didn't show up when we were up there. When I got down the hill, I tried to live stream again, and it would not connect me there, but I got the message that Prism was having a global issue. So, yeah. It shay happens, hey. I will say, doing live, almost anything can happen. And I have to say, at this point in my live streaming career, my temperament about what was happening last night, even though I actually thought it was my fault, was probably pretty good. A lesson learned from other things that didn't go quite right. So BD, I don't know if you were here earlier, we are gonna do GTA tonight. Joe is in the studio right now, so he's not particularly watching. I can't eat the salad alone. So we're gonna do game night tonight. And for members, 2 spooky videos next week, about 3 minutes. I'm mostly like 50% finished one this week. So I should be able to drop them both next week. I could go for some, actually I'm not in the mood for anything healthy. I want like a croissant. A croissant with like chicken salad on it. It'd be so good. I'm a little, I think I've got a little bit of a cold, so I'm really craving nasty food. Or unhealthy food. We're probably going to end up getting pizza. I feel like that's just the natural gaming night. Gravitational. Did Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell ever have black olives on them? Because one reason why I would never get Mexican pizzas in the Northeast is because they always had sliced black olives on it. But I don't know if that was just from a Mexican restaurant or from Taco Bell. We only had one Taco Bell in New Hampshire, and it was out of the way. But Joe is, I feel like Joe has gotten the Mexican pizza before. Or me, I think I did get the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell. It's all coming back to me now. I was with my friend Michelle Smith. It was pouring rain, South Willow Street, Manchester, New Hampshire, year 1989. I just can't remember if it had black olives on it. And I had them not put it on it, or if I picked them up. They used to put black olives on nachos in the Northeast a lot too. I don't really get that. Oh, gee. Are you heading downtown? Are you heading out of town? There's your... We'll take a better look at it in a couple minutes. Hey, welcome back, Joe. We're talking up the... That's a put on. We're talking up the GTA. I just really don't like black olives. Are black olives something that is used in Mexican cuisine a lot? Because I don't recall ever... I feel like that's one of the reasons why I like Mexican food so much. They don't use black olives. Or a lot of mushrooms. I hate mushrooms also. And both of them, it's really a texture, not so much the flavor. Yeah, I wanted to know if the Mexican pizza had black olives on it from Taco Bell. You know how I always say that I think I've told you before to ask for no black olives on the nachos, and I feel like you've laughed at me for that. Well, I've been talking for 2 hours and 10 minutes, kind of non-stop. If anything lasts like until Monday, I will go see the doctor. ASAP. Or if I feel worse. I don't think I will. I feel like it's just scratchy throat. Oh, I know the way to Taco Bell. I'm not going there before I get home, though. I'm not picking up Taco Bell. And Joe is the one that's like screaming all day for his art, and his voice sounds normal. It's crazy. All morning long, there was like a helicopter circling over here over and over and over and over again for hours. Joe has Citizen app. I don't like to know. I don't like that neighborhood app or Citizen app. I was on the neighborhood app for a while, and I think it was like somebody was really upset that somebody trampled on their lawn during one of the protests. And I was like, well, at least you have a lawn. I can't remember what I said. And it started a whole thing. I mean, it wasn't anything that could have gotten me canceled, but I was like, okay, someone stole an orange and stepped on your lawn. That's the worst thing that could happen. You're pretty lucky. I think that's something to the effect of what I said, which is snotty, I know. People jumped on me, and then, phew, done. See, I knew it. I knew they did. Simply Sonora. But, honestly, black olives in Mexican cuisine, is that something that exists or happens a lot? Jesus Christ, sorry. Somebody just like sped out of there on an electric bicycle and skidded right to my right, and my heart just raced. I thought they were gonna hit me. Sorry for taking the Lord's name in vain. So I liked Citizen app when everything on it was for free. But like, I get a couple notifications and then I can't even read about them. I also like, so it feels like a tease to me. But also I kind of, Joe has it and he's paranoid enough for the both of us. I've never tasted them in enchiladas. I don't like the green ones either, just so I don't really like any olives. The only way I can eat an olive is if it's like diced. So I get just like the minimal amount of the texture. I love olive oil. I love the smell of olives. I love the smell of like olive leaves. We have a lot of olive trees. I just don't like the texture. It just keeps me out. That's what I kind of thought. I feel like we don't need to Americanize Mexican food in California, though. I honestly thought the black olive thing was just an East Coast gringos trying to make it more palatable. Hence, making it less palatable to me. My favorite thing, though, Mexican pizza aside, is I love okay, twice this guy. Must be brakes are going out or something. Is taco salad. I know, lame, but I love that bowl. From El Pollo Loco, even. It's the only place I know that has it, and it's kind of inexpensive. I like El Pollo Loco. I just don't love eating takeout chicken for some reason. This lot has been empty for as long as I've lived here. I feel like there's like some kind of vent or oil stuff going on over there. I love enchiladas enough that I'd never noticed olives. So if you chop up a mushroom, like dice it, a really fine dice, like I don't mind eating it. It's just when I get a big piece of mushroom and the texture, it's like hearing nails on a chalkboard, almost. And olives have the same kind of like slide and snap. I can't explain it. Also, I wish I liked mushrooms more because they're so good for you. Yeah, I got a little scratchy throat. Lots of water. I went to bed pretty early last night and got up a little bit later today. I probably got about 9 hours of sleep, 10 maybe, which is a lot for me. I'm usually 7 or 8. Yeah, I want the authentic dish. Or, I don't mind going to a Panda Express and getting the inauthentic dish, but I would prefer to try something a little more fresh, authentic. But with that being said, I still don't love fish, olives, mushrooms. That's my main block. Okay. This always makes me super nervous. Nobody ever really wants to let you cross there, even though, to be honest with you, they have nowhere to go. They're sticking out like that because the freeway is that slow. And so we will let this white car not go. So actually they were pretty nice. Big rush to go nowhere. This is my T-Mobile hotspot. I can't believe. Let me know if the thing is buffering. This is a really awesome guy that lives in my neighborhood. He literally just picks up all the trash, even under the freeway. Hey, how are you? It's a hot, a hot day, right? He ran for like council of this district. He didn't win. I voted for him. But he literally is always out there picking up and doing for the community. I feel like his name is Dennis, but I could be wrong. All these people are in their cars stuck using the 5G. I'm gonna get some rest. I am about to sign off. I will see you in a couple hours for GTA. Hope to see you there. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. Want to give a extra special shout out to members and thank you guys for subscribing. Today, if you're just watching, we love a good lurker. But feel free to sub up and, you know, maybe chat eventually. We're pretty friendly. So thank you guys once again. I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad you're not. I'm glad we're all not in this traffic right now. We will see you later tonight. Thank you guys. Woo! Wait, let me use some fun stickers. Woo! Fireworks. Sorry, I'm like a 12-year-old. I can't even see them anymore. Anyway, fireworks to all you. Love. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you soon. Bye.